We've got glorious sunshine, rolling hills, champion dogs, and lots of sheep.
It can only be the longest running television dog trial in the world. It's One Man and His Dog 2010.
Here we are on a beautiful farm in the countryside just outside Cheddar Gorge. Now, over the next couple of days, we're going to be seeing the very best in sheepdog trialling as the top handlers from England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales battle it out to be crowned 2010 champions.
Now, the first of the 3 trials in this year's competition will be that of the young handlers, and all of the competitors are under the age of 18. Then it's the brace round, that's 1 man and 2 dogs, and then in the final round, it's 1 man and his dog, but with 2 groups of sheep.
Now, a man who knows more about sheepdog trialling than anyone else I know is, of course, Gus Dermody, and he joins us as ever. Gus, lovely to see you.
Hello.
Now, our 4 competing nations, which one do you think stands the best chance of being champion this year?
Well, on paper, it could well be Wales. But at all 3 levels of this competition, it's very, very strong. And honestly, I think it's too close to call.
Well, the outcome may be too close to call, but there is one thing that is certain. Every one of our handlers is going to be hoping that it's their dog that helps them clinch victory. But what is it that makes a champion dog? What do you have to look for? Well, I went with Gus to one of the largest sheepdog auctions in the country to find out. If you want to buy either a working or a trialling dog, then this is the place you need to come. This is a sheepdog auction. We're in Skipton on a rather rainy, blustery day, but it's really busy, Gus. How's the auction work?
There's over 100 dogs for sale, but that includes little pups and fully trained dogs and even some trial dogs as well.
Well, like all auctions, if you want to buy something, then obviously you want to have a look at it. So there are people out in the field behind us showing how their dogs work with sheep. But unusually, if you do want to buy a dog, you can also get a sneak preview of it at its home.
Emrys Jones is a handler who trains and sells sheepdogs. He's been working with Jess for the past 2 months in preparation for the auction.
Come by. She's a little bit eager, I don't mind that. We can always take that out of her. Stand. But you can't put what she's got into a dog, which is fast, keen, switched on. She's like a razor. Come by.
Today, some potential buyers want to see exactly how well Jess performs in the field.
She's real smart.
Well done.
Done a good job with her.
If they like what they see, then they'll bid, but there could be others interested in Jess on the day.
Fast, isn't she?
Yes, she is, yes. Nice move.
Yeah.
Nice move.
Now, I've spotted our Jess in the catalogue here, and we've seen some pretty high prices already. One dog went for over 1,500 guineas just now. A guinea is £1 on 5p, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why do they sell in guineas?
Well, it's tradition. It's his tradition, and the auctioneer has the 5p.
Now we're moving away onto lot 28 here. This is Jess from Emrys Jones. This is a very, very sharp registered bitch born February 2009.
What are the buyers looking for when they look at a dog like this?
Well, first of all, they're looking for the temperament of the dog. They want a dog with a good outrun. They want a dog that's careful with the sheep. It doesn't rush them, bully them, or anything like that. It's not about the way the dog looks. It's about the way it performs. Buyers are interested in the way the dog takes its instruction as well as its ability to command sheep.
Good outrun, easy to teach now.
At the moment, I'm quite impressed. Yeah, she's well trained.
You're going to put your hand in your pocket, huh?
Ladies and gents, start away then. 4, 3.5, 3,000.
So the bidding is starting.
1,500 bid, 1,500 bid, 1,500. 1,500, get a bid, 1,500 bid, 1,500, 1,500, 1,500, 16, 17, 18, 1,900.
The potential that she's showing now is that she could well turn out to a trial field. So I'd be looking at 2+, and it's just reached 2 now.
Are you sure that wiggling your finger like that isn't meaning that you're bidding?
2,300. You're out, sir. With you, sir. 2,350. 2,400. At 2,400, get about 2,400, paid at 2,400. Yes, sir. 2,500, get about 2,500, paid at 2,500. At 2,500, pay the last up down shaft. Sold down 2,500. Up the right-hand side there, please.
Well, it was a good price. I don't think it was one of Emerish's known buyers, but I think it was somebody standing over there. Let's go on. Can we interrupt? Sorry, Emrys.
No
Hello.
bother. Pleased to meet you.
So you're the man who's
I'm
going to
the
give
new
Jess
owner.
the new home. What made you think this was a good dog?
When I saw her in the back of the Emerys picked up this morning, she's sharp and I like her size as well because she's got to do hill work. She's a lot of style. I mean, you can usually tell about most things.
There's a man in love here.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't think you men were soppy about your
let's
dogs.
draw the
but-
line. Well, I spend more time with my dogs than I do with anyone. We're very
you
close
need-
to our dogs.
You need a good dog. And Emrys, are you pleased with that?
I'm really pleased. Oh, she's going up to lots of sheep, lots of field, lots of land. Brilliant.
A good, successful day here at Skipton. Back in Somerset, the competition is almost underway. Now, as ever on One Man and His Dog, it'll be the young handlers who are up first. While they wait nervously to step up to the post, here are Matt and Gus to talk us through the course.
5 sheep are set next to the lift post at the far end of the course. It's important to remember that with sheepdog trialling, the marking is about losing points, not gaining them. So for the outrun, you can get a possible 20 points. And remember, the handler can choose to send their dog out either right or left.
Then the dog approaches the sheep and moves them gently back towards the handler. It's known as the lift, and it's worth 10 points.
There are 20 points up for grabs at the fetch, but the handler must remain at the post.
Next, it's the drive, worth up to 30 points. And it's always a tricky part of the course, this, especially at the second drive gates. So we might see a few points lost here. The drive ends when the sheep enter the shedding ring.
Here, any 2 sheep can be shed off and held by the dog until the judges are satisfied for a maximum of 10 points.
And for another 10 points, all 5 sheep must be penned and the gate closed. The course should be completed in 12 minutes, and there's a total of 100 points available before any deductions.
Well, I've come to a very windy spot, but it's a spot with a splendid view right across the course, and this is where our judges will spend the next couple of days. Let me introduce you to them. This is John Robinson from Scotland. Hello, John. And Dick Montgomery from Bristol. Now, Dick, what makes a good judge of a sheepdog trial?
Well, someone that's experienced enough to know what a good run is in the first place and has got, can be consistent for the whole day for every run, and to judge the runs and not the individuals.
And John, have you worked with Dick before?
No, I haven't.
So how do you know that you're going to have a similar opinion?
We don't.
Well, we could see first line.
Well, you might. You might even see Dick flying over the edge one of these.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen. Are you expecting a good competition over the next couple of days?
So, yeah, it should be close, I think.
Good, good. Well, I hope you're looking forward to it, because we certainly are, and the competition is about to start. Now, opinions are a little bit divided about whether running first is an advantage or a disadvantage. We drew lots earlier, and first up in the young handlers is Fraser Shannon with his dog, Fizz.
The one problem with living in Scotland is it's always raining. The day I saw Fizz, she was just jumping up and wagging her tail at me, and we seemed to get on very well with each other. Fizz, Fizz, Fizz. Come on, Fizzy girl. I'm 15-year-old. My dog is coming 4 in August, and I've been dog trialling for 1.5 years now. I'm excited about being part of a team, but I just don't want to let the side down. I bought Fizz from a relation who's into dog trialling as well. She was just a good-natured dog, and she seemed to listen to me and got on well with me, and I'd never really had one as good as that before. I wouldn't want to be without her, but I know it will only last forever. I got into trialling because of my papa. It's another name for my grandpa. He's been dog trialling for 50 years, and he was put in for Scotland in the first ever one-man dog, and he won it.
It was a good premier.
David Shannon and Meg won the single championship for Scotland.
Here's your blue ribbon.
Everybody's got high expectations of me. It means a lot to win one-man dog, make my papa proud, and I would feel proud of myself for winning it.
Well, no need for the waterproofs today, Fraser, and Fizz seems to be enjoying the sunshine as well here. So first competitor in this young handlers competition, and we're predicting that Fizz is going to run off to the left, Gus.
Yes, and she's away.
So this then the outrun.
Yes, went a little bit square. Maybe the judges might have taken one off for going on the downside of the 10, but it's a good line. She's got the sheep spotted and she's coming in just right.
Well, every handler has their own specific set of whistles. They're all unique to their dog. And looking for that 12 o'clock position, lies down beautifully.
That's good, that's a nice start.
So moving on to the lift. Sets the tempo really for the course.
Yes, they've accepted the dog and they're all coming up the field now towards Fraser.
Just 2 points lost then for the outrun. 2 points lost for the lift. Things going okay. Well, Fraser was a little apprehensive as to how Fizz was going to get on here. He said it's 2 days since Fizz has actually seen sheep because of the journey here.
Coming towards the fetch gates. They've jibbed a little bit, but they're through. Very nice. Great stuff. Well, this line is good up the fetch. Fizz working well. She lies down when he asks her to stop. Sometimes it can be to a disadvantage, but these sheep are reacting all right to her, and it's a very good start at this stage.
He won an open trial in spectacular fashion, Gus.
He won it really well against the adults, yes, he did. He was well in front, and he did take a good shed, so he'll no doubt be fairly confident all the way around this field now that he knows she's reacting right.
$17 points awarded for the fetch. On 43 at the moment.
Well, that's good at the moment, and they're nicely coming in and through the gates themselves, and a good tight turn.
This is going good, Gus, isn't it?
It is. It is.
And he was saying to me just before he took to the field here that this is the point that is slightly concerned about, actually getting a kind of judging the distance of these gates.
Yes, quite possible. They've got the heads up, they're ready to do a run and to escape if they possibly can, especially the white-faced one. She's just going around the back now. And they're coming through, and they're nicely through. But that was well done.
So then on to the shed and looking for any two. 23 out of 30 for the drive.
Well, just 7 lost. It's still a good round.
And to be fair, to be first up for the young handlers, it's a tough thing because all the spectators, all the competitors are behind here watching them, and he's Fraser, you know, first out. Yes. Everybody's getting a judge of the course from his round.
That is true.
And interestingly, because these sheep have been so compact, it might be a little tricky to get 2 off.
Especially if they suspect that you're trying to pull 1 or 2 of them away.
Come by. I do.
But he's staying good as a chance. There's an opportunity. Asking the dog through. In she comes. Onto the 2 sheep.
Get up, get up, get up, get up. Get up. Yeah. Tier.
Well, maximum marks. Excellent for the shed.
Well, that's a confidence builder. So far, so very, very good.
Yes, fingers crossed.
Come by. Come by. Here. First. Get up. Here.
The sheep just having another little look at Fizz.
Come by.
They're nicely bunched here. He's getting them towards the mouth.
Come by. Get up.
They're coming onto the edge.
Here.
But she's coming up onto them again now. They could well spin in now. The others are looking good now. Oh, that's it, and in they go. Great stuff.
Look at that, Fraser swings the gate shut with great glee. Absolutely superb performance, first up. And I tell you what, that set the benchmark. 9 for the pen, a total of 85. What a start for Fraser and Fizz, and what a start for Scotland. Let's see what he makes of it.
I got all my gates and I get finished, so I'm quite happy, but my lines just weren't as straight as I would have liked. So I thought I lost quite a lot of points just because my lines weren't straight.
Well, any pre-round nerves Fraser might have had certainly didn't show. That was a great round and a tough act to follow for our next young handler.
She loves me. My name is Ellen Pearce and this is my bitch, Eryri Taran. I live in Snowdonia Park and I'll be representing Wales in One Man and His Dog. I live at home and I've got 9 brothers and sisters. I've got 4 sisters and 5 brothers, and I'm the oldest of the girls. My dad first got into trialling. I went with him to different sheepdog trials and I enjoyed it because I met different kind of people and I just like to see different kind of dogs and to spend time outside. My dog's full name is Eryri Taran and that means Snowdonia Thunder in English. She's quite fast for her size and Thunders are fast, so I think she deserves it. Yeah, she's a busybody. She likes nosing and she's really jumpy and interested in everything. I taught her that, but it's not a part of sheepdog training. I hope I'll never give up trialling. I enjoy it so much. On the day of One Man and His Dog, I'm not sure what the chances will be, but I hope I'll do a good job, but we'll see on the day.
On we go then with our second young handler of 4 and a bit of Snowdonia Thunder in Cheddar Gorge.
And away goes the dog to the left.
No doubt she will have just wanted to get on with this round, and now she'll be focused on those sheep and all will be forgotten.
Yeah, but the dog, it's just about wide enough. She might cast out further. She is doing now, so that's good. Because if the dog goes too deep into the field, it can lose sight, but she gave it a whistle then. Well, that was a very good start. The dog compensated. It was coming in a bit too tight before, but it opened out, it's covered the sheep, and it's lifted them well. They're just bending a little bit now, though, to the left.
15 scored for the outrun. Just 2 points lost for the lift.
Just going near the edge of the gate. Will they go?
Well corrected,
wow,
that.
We breathe again, because all the sheep managed to go through the fetch hurdles. And she's now using voice and whistle commands.
No doubt as she is talking to the dog, she'll be speaking in Welsh, because that's her first language.
Yes. She's saying Samana to stop the dog. And is it Daldraw to go to the left? But anyway, I'm not the expert on the Welsh language. So it's an awkward spot here as the sheep start to come around the post. The dog's coming around, the sheep are going round and turning down onto the first leg of the drive.
Well, just 4 points lost on the fetch at this stage. She's 4 points behind where Fraser was.
Off go the sheep.
So back through those fetch gates, that's the idea.
Round through the gates and onto the cross drive.
It's a good turn.
She's got to ask the dog around, so she's gone offline on the cross drive.
Ooh.
She's got them back online. Now she's got to go round fast and come in through the gates. What a recovery.
She's
what
done
a
it.
recovery, and she's got through.
Well, that was sensational, wasn't it?
It's points lost, but she did get the obstacle, and that matters a lot.
So over the sheep come then to the shedding ring. Any 2 can be separated from the group. 21 scored for the drive. She needs to find an extra 6 points.
One broken away, going round the edge of the ring, but If they go out of the ring, those points are going to be lost. There's 10 points available for the shed.
Savany.
It's a lonely place as well, isn't it, that shedding ring, Gus? You feel so
certainly is.
self-conscious, don't you, when you're in there?
Very, very. Yeah, yeah. Possibility here at the back two. She might well try for the back two here. Maybe it comes. If she can just get the dog in. Oh, it's shot back across. She'll have to lose points for that, but it was I could see what she was after, and it was a fair chance to have a go there, but unfortunately that one sheep shot across and joined the others, so she's got to start all over again. It's the luck of the draw sometimes whether you can get this, but there's a chance coming now. There's two off, and there she comes. The dog comes through, and nicely taken when it eventually came. She got it well. 3 points for the shed, so yeah, it's a shame, but there came that opportunity. It didn't come for her, and so she's obviously been penalised. Now she's got to try and get them in the pen, and they're going down towards the side. She's got to get that gate open.
Well, after remaining quite still for a while, these sheep are keen to stretch their legs, but we're moving over to the pen.
Savany.
At least they're sticking together, and this is one time when it's great to stick together, because in they go.
A textbook pen. What about that? A lovely way to finish. A little bit sticky in the middle, of course, there with the shed, but in general, it was a good round.
Yeah, it was to a disadvantage that they wouldn't part in the shedding ring, but then things went right at the pen when they stuck together, and in they went.
Well, 1 point lost on the pen. That was for the slight deviation in the journey over towards the pen, but let's have a look and see how those scores add up. A total of 72 for Ellen and Ariri Tarrant.
They were pretty good. It was hard to shed them because she's a dog that will get them together, but I'm happy with 72.
It was a great start, but it was the shedding ring that let her down. Now, our next competitor is 15-year-old Amy Rouse from England with her dog, Mist.
Trialing gives me more confidence because I'm not the most confident of people. But when I'm out there, I'm like a completely different person. I'm just don't really care about what other people think. I kind of switch off because I want to do my dog proud and making her feel like she enjoys it as well, and wanting her to enjoy it and not to give up. Mist and I have won quite a few competitions. I think it takes passion of the sport, passion of your dog, how well you and your dog work together to be a great handler. Oh, I love any type of animal. I mean, at the moment I've got cats, chickens, geese, sheep, dogs. And that's an ambition of mine, to stay with animals in my life till the end, really. I don't think I'd ever be out of Mist. I mean, it's really weird. I could never imagine my life without her now. The bond between us two is really close. If England win, I'd just be really, really happy, and I don't know, just really excited and pleased and proud.
So Amy's very matter-of-fact about her trialling. She said, well, it'll either go my way or it won't.
Away she goes wide.
Yeah, really wide, in fact.
Now, the only snag is, if the dog goes too deep into the field here, it might miss seeing the sheep because they're over a slight rise. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Here she comes.
Absolutely perfect.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Bang centre.
Oh, got them going nicely.
Yeah, she has, and they're coming at a pace down that bank. Well, just 2 points lost on that outrun.
Well, it was very good, yeah. Just a little bit too wide from her feet, but after that, brilliant.
Well, 10 points scored for the lift. Maximum points.
Yeah, look at that, right through the middle.
On a superb line then, towards Amy.
Well, she's got them steadied down. They were quite touchy at the far end of the field, but she's settled them.
Get up, on.
Stand there, take your time. Get up, look on here, here.
She's talking to Mist.
Here, come by, stand there.
And Mist responding very, very well.
Stand there. Come by, come
Round
by,
come the
by.
sheep, round comes Mist. What a good turn onto the line. Tight turn. The judges will be pleased with that.
And just 2 points lost for the fetch.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
And reading the sheep as well, Amy, looking at every single movement that the sheep are doing, because although you've got to keep an eye on your dog, of course, you have to look at every little flinch that the sheep are making as well, because that gives you an indication as to which direction they're going to bolt off into next.
Here they come towards the gates. Are they going to accept and go straight through the white gates? Yes, they have.
Oh, this is going very, very well indeed for Amy and Mist. Super right turn onto the cross drive.
Yeah, that was a good turn. The dog gave plenty of room, so there was no pressure onto the sheep. So the sheep are still nice and settled, and the line is good as they go on this cross drive now. Here she is asking him the inside flank. She's taken it. Now, this is going to be close, but they've got to go behind the first gate and then in between the two gates themselves. And she's lined them up nicely. Look at that for in the middle.
Absolutely perfect. That's then Mist taking that come by. That was the clockwise direction to swing them back in. Around she goes and heading towards the shedding ring.
Now she should stay at the post until the first sheep comes into the shedding ring itself. There we are, into the ring. Amy goes to meet them. Well, that was a good drive.
25.5 scored for the drive. It's out of 30. She's got 2 already that are marching towards her.
Through taking that pressure off, yeah, that's good. She's got to lull them into the... Oh, there we go. Very good.
This is something else, Gus.
She's doing everything right at the moment. Fingers crossed now that they stick together now into the pen.
As predicted, full marks for the shed.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. They're looking towards the gate. Oh, nearly down the side. Don't upset them now. You've kept them lovely and calm. Oh, what a disappointment. 2 round the back.
In here, in here, in here.
What a shame. She's calling the dog in.
Out.
She's got to regroup them.
Stand there. Get up your feet.
That is good now. If things go nice and calmly. There's one thinking of challenging the dog, the one on the inside. That's the one that's blocking things.
Stand there.
She's
hey,
doing a stick. Dog, come back. That's it. Yes.
They're in.
Very good.
Absolutely superb from Amy and from Mist, of course. A big pat for Mist. Well, 6.5 given for the pen. Let's have a look and see how those scores add up. Marvellous. 3 points clear so far of Fraser, a total of 88. Let's see how it went from her perspective.
Oh, the sheep. I couldn't have asked for a better packet, could I really? The dog, I found she was a bit pushy at the start. That's why I was like yelling my lungs out. But yeah, at the end, she kind of steadied down a bit. We've got 88 and I can't believe it.
Our final competitor in the young handlers has the oldest dog. She's 9 years old, but will that age prove an advantage or will it hold her back? Let's meet her handler.
I'm Cormac Cairns from Sligo in Ireland. I'm 17 years of age and I'm going to run Elliot this year's One Man and His Dog. I'm involved in farming because I love it. I go out every day, I work on the farm, I do different jobs, I help out with my father and my mother. I love working with animals at home, I love working on the land. I never thought about anything else, only being a farmer ever since I left primary school.
Come by.
I first got into trialling because of my father. I was just going on 13 when I started working with Ellie. So I was a bit young really to get such a high quality dog. But I worked myself there and she took to me straight away and I took to her. Sit down, sit down. She stays there, alright. Ellie is 9 years old. She's fit, she's willing, she puts her heart into work. And even though I think she might be the oldest dog in the competition, I don't think she should be ruled out. She might surprise. To win One Man and His Dog will be a lifetime achievement. It would also make me more ambitious for the future and would be a realisation of a dream.
So the trusty old girl by the side of the Irish young handler, and no doubt Ellie here will know exactly what Cormac wants to achieve. They need a score over 88.
Yeah, she's gone out all right. I thought at first she might have been going fairly straight, but no, she's got the maturity here to know what trialling's all about, and she's taking a fairly good line down. Just coming in a little bit now as she comes around towards the sheep. Well, the dog hasn't pushed the sheep offline through being that little bit tight, so it'll be interesting to see what the judges do, but the lift was just a little bit sharp. You have to be careful he doesn't put too much pressure on here.
Maximum points for the outrun. And 8.5 scored for the lift.
That's a brilliant start. It's very, very good. That's better.
Well, Cormac is 17 years old and won his first trial, aged 8. So he's pretty experienced as well.
And look at these sheep, all settled. I thought he might have well been upsetting them at first, but no, he's got them settled and they're coming right towards the gates now, the fetch gates. Will they try and go either side? No, they're going to go straight through the middle. They speeded up a fraction as they went through, but then he's got them settled again.
Well, what a delightful start here. There's just half a mark in it now between Amy at this stage and Cormac here. So the sheep then heading up the field, they'll go round Cormac and back down.
Sit down.
And this is the tricky bit. He's got to try and keep them as close as he possibly can to the white post without them turning back. Now that's going to cost him a little bit there.
Sit down. Sit down. Come by.
And they're coming around. Well, that was the only real fault there where they turned back on themselves, and judges will be taking a little bit off there.
An 18 scored for the fetch for Cormac as well. There's still just half a point in it.
Going down the drive okay. Just gaining speed a little bit now as they go towards the first gates, the first drive gates. There's a 1U on the left-hand side that'll have to be tucked in. She's still out, offline. Will he get her in? He's turning her in. Great stuff. Well, that was a good recovery there. Keep it cool, keep it cool. Sort of easing back that little bit. The sheep are coming that fraction high, but he seems to have covered. And nicely on line as they go towards these second gates. They've got to be what we call pulled back through the gates, so they go behind the first one, and then all 5 sheep should come through the 2 gates.
This looks good. They're through.
And he's got them through. It's very good.
This is going to be very, very tight indeed.
Tremendous standard of these young handlers this year, it really is.
We head towards the shedding ring, and not forgetting here that Amy scored maximum points here. 10 points in the shedding ring.
Sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
He's got an opportunity coming here. He's be careful. Calls the dog in. He's got them.
He's got them, and it looks like that could be 10 points.
It could be. Could well be.
Well, 25.5 scored for the drive, exactly the same as Amy.
Oh my word.
A 9 at the shedding ring. So he's half a point down now on Amy.
Walk on.
Is it going to be Ireland's year?
Sit. Come out. Sit down. Sit down.
They're all turning. Let's hope he doesn't have a burst here.
Sit down. Sit down.
Another spin round.
One at the back spotted the pen.
Sit down. Sit down.
Steady, steady. I think they're covered this time. I think there's only one way to go. Yes.
I'm out.
Well, it's a super pen. Is it worth more than 6.5?
In my book, yes, but we'll have to wait and see what the experts say.
It is enough. It's 8.5 scored. How does that fare? Well, it brings a grand total of 89.5. What a calm and mature performance there.
It's a good score now. I'm happy enough with it. Happy to get around and get on well with it. I felt Ellie ran well. Naturally, I was nervous enough, but when I got out there, got used to it and got on with the job.
Well, I think it has to be said, Gus, that a very high standard indeed with the young handlers.
I think it's been better than for a long, long time, really.
And well, we'll have a look at Fraser's pen here because it was a super finish with him and Fizz.
I didn't think he's going to be beaten after that. It was superb.
Okay, well, and moving on to Ellen there and a Riri Tarrant, and again a fine example of really good trialling up until the shedding ring.
It was a shame that was ready because it was to a very high standard, but that's what costed the points.
Over to the pen, and we'll move on to Amy here and Mist. And I mean, it was an uncharacteristic score of 6.5 for Amy.
Yeah, it was a shame she lost that, but even though she lost that, she still went into the lead.
And the pressure was really on then for Cormac and Ellie. And I mean, what a start. Maximum points on that outrun.
I didn't think the previous run would have been beaten, but it was a great run right the way through, and he went on to the top position.
Calm, cool and collected. Super stuff from him.
Well, just to confirm the positions at the end of our first round. Wales are in 4th place, Scotland in 3rd, England in 2nd, but leading by just a point and a half, it's Ireland. So Cormac, an almost faultless round. You must be very, very proud of Ellie.
Yeah, I'm very proud of Ellie after I thought it was a good run and got paid off well.
It did, so no plans to retire her yet. You're gonna. There's life in the old dog yet.
Yeah, there's plenty of life in her yet.
There certainly is. Well done to both of you. Well, it was an extremely impressive performance from all our young handlers, so congratulations to all of you, because you made it look incredibly easy, and believe me, it's not. Getting a dog to concentrate at this level requires a unique bond between handler and dog, as Matt discovered recently when he met up with a trialling legend.
I trained my first sheepdog nearly 20 years ago, and as a lad I was just fascinated by the relationship between man and dog. And one gentleman who has perfected that art is national and international champion Jim Cropper. Jim,
how are you?
Very good to see you. How are you?
Oh, great.
Good lad, good lad. Now you've brought along some of your pack here, haven't you?
Yeah.
At what age do you start showing them sheep?
Oh, anything from 4 months old, I would say, and you can't make a dog work. The dog has to want to work. Come on, Harvey.
Right then, Jim, so we've got this pen set up here with the sheep inside.
That's how I usually start these dogs, on the long rope to keep a good check on your dog if he gets out of control. See, I'm walking him way here. When you train a dog, you're working on the dog's instinct to herd. So you're channeling that herding instinct, that wild instinct, to yourself. You are the pack leader, you're the master, and you've got to get that bond going between you and dog.
Right then, Jim, so we've seen the puppy stage.
Aye.
And now we're going to move on to the finished article.
He's 3-year-old, he's been running well, so I'll give you a dash with Black.
So here they come, here the girls.
The dog's coming in with him on his own. He's thought for himself. All he needs is a little whistle here and there, and he understands.
Do you start with the word commands and then introduce the whistles slowly so that they can associate the two together?
That's right. Start with the commands and then slowly go on to the whistles until they take them both. 2 easy whistles so the dog differentiates quickly which is its right and left. A working dog is so keen that even if a bitch is ready for mating, the dog won't take no notice until it's finished its work.
So that's his come by whistle. Now I always remember it, come by in a way, it's like a clock face. So when the dog's running clockwise, starts with a C, so that's come by, and then anti-clockwise starts with an A, and that's known as away.
Walk on, stand there, lie down, come by.
And the speed at which he's reacting to what you're saying as well is something.
Oh yeah, lie down.
What process do you use to hone that then? Because he's waiting for every word that you say.
Yeah, see, it's what we were talking about earlier. They're getting this bond going between you and the dog. He's waiting for every move and every little click of your voice or anything. Lie down. I've known dogs use up to 80 or 100 commands. They're marvellous dogs. Marvellous. Come by. It's three species, really. There's you, there's your dog, and there's the sheep. And if you get it all right at once, you maybe win the trial.
Well, I wouldn't mind having a little crack with him if I could.
Go on, then. He's on
is
the way.
Is he a one-man dog, or is he...
We'll see.
Yeah, we will see, we will see. Right then, Black, come on, come by. Lie down. Oh, he's looking at me saying, what are you saying? Right, okay. I don't know how you talk, Jim. I don't know how you talk. Black.
It's about pitch and tone. You've got to sound a little bit more like me.
Come by. There he goes.
There
He's
he
off now.
goes.
Lovely. Come by.
See?
Come by. Good lad.
Yes.
Come by. There he goes. Look.
Oh, I'll leave him with you for a
bit. Lovely stuff. Jim.
Hey.
Pleasure.
Good. You're going to make a dog man after all.
Thank you so much. Honestly, wonderful insight.
Oh, we've had a good morning, yeah.
Well, if you think communicating with one dog is hard, then try communicating with two at the same time. Yes, next up, it's the brace, and here are Matt and Gus to explain the course.
10 sheep are set next to the lift post at the far end of the course. The handler sends one dog to the left and the other to the right to reach them. 20 points are available for each dog.
The dogs approach the sheep and together get them to move gently towards the handler with the lift, a total of 10 points each. The sheep are then taken on a straight fetch through the fetch gates towards the handler, 20 points.
The handler directs his dogs to take the sheep around the handler's post, and then, starting to the left, they're taken on a triangular drive through 2 sets of drive gates. The drive ends when the sheep enter the shedding ring, 30 points.
The handler then chooses one dog to divide the 10 sheep into 2 lots of 5 inside the shedding ring for 10 points.
On completion of the shed, the handler uses one of his dogs to move one group of 5 sheep towards an open pen. Once the sheep are penned, the same dog must hold them until the round is complete, 10 points.
The handler can then turn his attention to moving the final 5 sheep into the gated pen with the remaining brace dog. The trial is complete when these final 5 are in the pen and the gate is closed, 10 points.
The course should be completed within 18 minutes, and there's a total of 140 points at stake.
Thanks, boys. Well, it's got even windier on Judges Tower, but luckily Dick and John are still with us. They haven't been blown off their perch yet. They're here to ensure fair play and to deduct points, because remember, you only lose points with sheepdog trialling. Now, Wales is currently lying in 4th place, so it's their competitor that goes up first for our next round. The man charged with that daunting task is Ian Jones, and he'll be running with his dogs, Jess and Tom.
I've been trialling quite a long time. I suppose you could almost say I've been doing it since I was knee-high to a grasshopper.
Yeah, come by.
I've never been in a city much. I don't suppose I'd last 5 minutes in an office. Wouldn't be much good there anyway.
That'll do, boy. You Jess.
We've been working this farm about 20 plus years. We've got stock bulls around to go to commercial cows, like Belgian Blues, and he's enjoying this. He loves a good scratch. The both dogs I'm working today are related. They have brother and sister. Tom is 4-year-old. Jessie is about 8. Jessie is quite independent. I think she'd only ever work for me. I suppose she's probably a one-man dog now. She will run and keep running. And Tom is slightly more laid back, but he's a very powerful dog. He'll probably get to be a one-man dog as he gets older. But you need that on open hill, because, they got to know who to come back to. I would like to win if I could, but, with 2 dogs and a lot of sheep, it could be a struggle. There's a lot of other good competitors in it, and it depends how things go on the day, it is. I'll give it everything I got.
Well, Gus, Ian said in that piece that Jess loves to run and run and run, so she'll be well suited to this course. Tom's eager. He'll be running off to the right, and there he goes.
Right.
There goes Jess off to the left.
It'll be interesting. They could well come behind the sheep fairly close together.
In the brace, of course, the handler has 2 sets of whistles, one for each dog, so they don't get confused.
And Tom stayed behind, and now then, there was a cross then from Tom, and he's gone back again and again. The judges will be taking some points off. And the sheep have been lifted.
Well, each dog gets a score for its outrun. So we've got 20 full marks and 17. And for the lift, 2 scores as well, just dropped 3 points between them, a 9 and an 8.
Well, nicely through the centre of the gates.
Are there different techniques of working with 2 dogs, Gus, or is it generally one dog looks after one side, another dog looks after the other?
That's how it should be, but sometimes they both vie for the same job. They become workaholics, and so it's a job to get them to share the work.
Stand! Stand there! Stand!
There's Tom waiting for his command to go around with the black nose.
Stand there! Stand! Right. Stay there! Stand!
So now the sheep have gone.
Oh, we've had one breakaway.
Stand
But they covered and got it back in.
Stand there!
Now, some dogs would have gone in and possibly in grip, but no, they were good control there.
15 and a half scored then for the fetch. Solid round so far.
And the sheep going very nicely through the gates. They need to come round though. Tom needs to come round and push them. He's going quite wide, but he's turning them. He's going behind the sheep and starting them onto the cross drive. It's just not quite flowing at the moment. It's a bit stop and go, and the judges may well be penalising it a bit. When they come towards the fetch gates now, they need to be on Ian's side of the fetch gates. They're a bit low in the field, but he's turning them uphill a little bit.
Well, interestingly, I was just chatting to Ian earlier, and he was saying that he's using markers. He's marked out certain little nettle patches there that he's aiming for, and that's how he's judging the distance.
Now he doesn't want to turn a speed here. Tom's going flat out to turn them in, but he might turn them too soon, so Jess is coming, covering her side. But he looks like he's going to get it. That's a good recovery, and the sheep go right through the middle of the second drive gates.
Well, as a pair, they won the Welsh National in 2009. Came second in the international competition as well. 22 scored for the drive.
Very good, very good. They're stringing out a little bit now. Here's his opportunity coming, but the black-faced ewer's gone back across to the other 5. Here she comes again.
Stand!
He's asking Jess in, that's it. Yes, she's come in.
Stay there now.
Successful shed.
Full marks for the shed. So this then is an open pen. There's no gate on it at all.
Stay there, Tom.
Tom's eager to get involved as well.
He's desperate to get involved, but Jess is working away tremendously here.
Jess will hopefully pen these without too much trouble.
Stand! Stay there. Stay there, Tom! Stand! Stand there.
Jess will wait patiently whilst a teammate will go off and do his stuff. Well, just 1 point lost there at the pen.
The sheep are coming now back towards the gated pen. But I think Jess will stay there. Oh, she's come away. She's come away.
Turn right. Left. Stand. Wait.
If he can get these sheep into the gated pen and those others don't come out, he's not going to lose any points, strangely enough.
Come back. Wait. Tom.
Steady, steady, Tom.
Oh, there's 2 in nearly, 1 in.
Tom.
Is that one used? Oh, no, don't grip. That's it. Now he's in with a chance.
Well, he's shown his authority without
Oh,
gripping.
he could well do it. The other sheep are still in the pen, and yes, the gated pen shuts. He's got them both pots of pens completed.
Goodness me, what a round that was.
Brilliant, brilliant.
5 given for the pen. Let's tot everything up. That's a total of 115 and a half. Well, I'm sure Ian wouldn't have predicted a finish like that, but let's see if he's still smiling.
I was beginning to wonder when I walked out to the field what I was doing here. That is finished, and not too bad, like, you know. Well, we'll see. It's up to everybody else now, isn't it?
A very respectable score indeed. So how will Peter Martin from Scotland fare with his 2 bitches?
The dogs I'm running this year and one man and his dog. The first one is 2-year-old Tess. She's quite well forward for her age. And the other one I'm running is Maid, who's 6-year-old. Hopefully they'll be quite a good combination. Both actually good outrunners, which saves my little legs. And that's the most important thing nowadays. I started off as a deer stalker. Then somebody asked me if I'd like to work with some sheep, and I just really enjoyed it. I thought I could do this more as a permanent basis, and I've been doing it for the last 35 years. On days like this, it's wonderful when the weather's lovely and sunny and clear like this. It's most enjoyable. My closest neighbour was my son and my daughter-in-law and my 2 grandchildren, which is very fortunate for us, because the 2 granddaughters are very interested in the sheep. Also get grand wee feet for packing bags. Border Collie is probably one of the cleverest dogs about. They're really quite intelligent animals. It's amazing the things you can teach them. It's only the 2nd year I've been running them because Tess was quite young last year. Well, we'll give it our best shot. Well, I watched One Man and His Dog many years ago, and it was very fascinating. And I thought I wouldn't mind having a try at that. Never thinking I'd get on the television 25 years later. Here we are.
That's quite a moment, this, for Peter then, if he never thought he would be here on One Man and His Dog, and 25 years later he's standing at the post, ready to send out Tess and Maid. So Maid off to the left, and there she goes. Tess is off to the right, just 2 years old.
Both dogs, again, have stopped without crossing. So we've got Maid on the left, Tess on the right. The fresh sheep for every runner, the Beulahs, they can be a little bit stroppy, and then once the dog comes close up to them, they can suddenly shoot off. So it has to be a very careful lift.
So 19 scored for Maid's outrun, 17 for Tess, 9 for Maid's lift, and 6 for Tess's lift. Right through the middle. Hit the accelerator, and off they come up towards Peter.
You see, sometimes when you're starting to put a bit of pressure on one dog, the other holds back a little bit. And again, it's Tess that's wanting to do most of the work here, and Maid's just holding back, thinking, oh, don't get us in trouble. But the sheep are turning.
Stand there, you! Stand there, you!
15 scored for the fetch.
Stand there, you!
A lot of times these sheepdogs don't like the sheep to get away from them. They think they're going to lose them. And it's a great struggle to try and keep them behind the sheep, pushing away.
And there is always that instinct for the dog to bring the sheep towards the handler. So, you know, especially if it's a young dog that's used to working, that's the majority of the work it'll do.
It's what they want to do naturally, yeah.
So there you go, look. As they come by, whistle, and she's round like it.
Yeah, very wide. Maid coming around as well. But there's a stop. Tess is on the far side looking at the sheep. Tongue hanging out there. So the line is not too bad. That's maybe just a little bit high. Some of the sheep are starting to think about grazing. And again, if the judge is going to be watching this, he's going to be taking the odd point off because the sheep just not flowing properly.
Stand there, you!
It's the enthusiasm, obviously, of the younger dog, Tess, that's making her just move that little bit sharply. Coming towards those gates, they need to go behind the first gate, which they're almost there, but they're thinking of grazing again. They're not at all worried with the dogs. Maid's doing her bit. They're coming very, very close. He's going to get these gates. Oh, and through they go. Through they go. Well, that was difficult. That wasn't an easy job. Maybe it'll be a lot easier now to come from the second drive gate through to the shedding ring. Peter goes to pick up his stick and go into the shedding ring to meet them. Now, which dog will he use? It looks like Maid, the more experienced dog of the two.
20 scored for the drive.
As if it could come. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the fifth one coming. Bring the dog in. Maid, come on. Great. Great. Now he'll probably use Maid to push them away. He's going to use Tess to pen, but I wonder with all this enthusiasm whether she'll stay at the pen if he gets them in.
Full marks for the shed.
Looking good though. Oh no. Wait. Steady, steady, steady. They're going in backwards. We just need them in.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if they go in reverse, as long as they're in.
Wowie, they're in now then.
Well done, Tess. Full marks for your pen.
And so it's up to Maid. He's probably going to bring these sheep around the back of the pen so that they'll come in off. He can sort of pick his either side, and this might be the better side to put them in. And look at Tess, it rather looks as if she's got her feet fixed to the floor.
She knows her job, doesn't she just?
Certainly does. That's the sheep I'm worried about, the one that's nearest now to Peter, with the peculiar eye marking.
I think they're going.
She's going in, she's turned around, she's gone in. Will the white-faced one go in to follow her? Yes!
A super performance from young dog and old. A score of 8.5 for Maid at the pen. Let's total everything up. It's 114.5. That's a whole point behind Ian Jones and Wales.
We've just got to love it. Can't change it now. Quite pleased. Quite pleased.
Well, congratulations to them, and the end of their round marks the critical halfway point in this competition. Ireland were leading after the young handlers round, but Wales have 115.5 points in the brace, and Scotland are just 1 point behind on 114.5 points, so they've set a very high standard. Which means England and Ireland's competitors have it all to play for. But to find out how they do, I'm afraid you're going to have to wait until tomorrow. Then we'll show you the final 2 rounds of the brace and bring you the last crucial round in this competition, the singles. Only then will we know which team is going to be crowned One Man and His Dog champions of 2010. You'd be absolutely mad to miss it. See you tomorrow.